Meetings for tonight, we start off with the workshop meeting agenda. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice was given to the newspaper of record, posted in the municipal building, and filed with the township clerk. The next open public meeting of this council will be held on Thursday, September 4th, at 7:30 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here.
Councilman Hill.
Excuse.
Councilman Martucci.
Here.
Councilman Swindell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Martel.
Here.
Mayor Santana.
Here, thank you very much. Mr. Russell, would you like to walk us through this agenda?
Sure. We have one ordinance on for this evening for its second reading public hearing. The resolutions and raffle licenses for tonight is, we have Resolution 85. When you look at this resolution, you're going to see that we already actually did this resolution for the deferred compensation plan, but of course, after it went to the state for its final approval, they didn't like some of our verbiage of just how it was written. They prefer to use more boilerplate that they have, so this resolution is to adopt the deferred compensation plan from Life Group, National Life Group for the employees. Again, this is no payment, or there's no money coming from the township. This is all for employees that have taken out of their paychecks to be put into their deferred compensation plans from their paycheck. Resolution 86 is to adopt the Monmouth County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan for 2026. Just to kind of give a little understanding for this one, FEMA and the state comes through and they went through the township on different sites that they feel were hazardous mitigation from Aberdeen and throughout the county. And this will allow us that if something happens throughout the town and through Monmouth County, that we will be able to apply for grants to take care of it again. This happened during Hurricane Sandy, that you guys were able to have the seawall redone and other mitigation problems. One of them, I think, also was the pump station down there that was worked on. So all that came, a lot of that came through grant money, and actually that was on your report still showing those different projects. This again allows us to go through. It's not totally completed yet. On the county side, the towns have to send resolutions in to the county and then through FEMA and Region 2. So that is allowing us to be able to apply for grants. God grants on the ends. And then Resolution 87 is to authorize an agreement with Civic Operations Group 2025 for outreach services for various township initiatives. This is going to be a program for the township to put out, and we're already looking at different things for our utilities to be able to get out to residents to let them know about different options that the state or the township has for different initiatives that go on. And like I said, one of them would be something of our the water turnoffs, and if people have heat or utility issues throughout the winter, things like this, we'll be able to get out to residents, and this company will help us with all the different options of printing and getting it out to residents. And then, of course, items 1331 to 33 are raffle license applications. I will need an executive session on personnel and contractual for this evening, and rather than that, I'll have one short update in the regular portion of the meeting under the township manager report. Is there any questions or comments?
I have a question. The Civic Operations Group, those initiatives, you mentioned utilities. Does that only include the township utilities? Does that also include like electrico?
We'll be able to put out anything.
Okay.
So we do, I say first as our utility first, but, again, the anchor program, any state programs that are out there, this company, what we give them, they'll be able to print, produce, and then they will get out for us to anywhere if we want to put something for, if it's like the water utility for the township, that will go for certain areas of town that goes under that. But again, then you can do, if we get something for the state anchor program for state New Jersey, that's town-wide, we would have that information around to the entire town. So we're working with them. If you guys approve this thing, then I'll work with them to figure out what our top priorities from the township is out there to go and give to let the residents know.
If I could suggest something.
Please.
So it sounds like we really have really experts in this field at our disposal, essentially.
Correct.
You know, with a lot of the developments happening in town, we have a lot of rental housing now. We shouldn't say a lot, but a lot more than we did previously. We had previously 2 apartment complexes in the entire town, and now we have something like 5 or 6, right? We really never developed renters' rights or any notices here at the town or anything for renters, because we never really had renters. Most of the time, we didn't have renters at all since I've been councilman. But now we have a number of renters, and maybe we could use these communications to let the renters know, about their rights and resources and things like that. If you go to some other, if you go to Madeline, frankly, because Madeline has 14 apartment complexes, they have a lot of rental information in their hall. I mean, we just don't have, we never had occasion to develop. So if we have this resource to do it, that's something we could do, that might be really useful to us, something we don't have already, instead of, kind of just using it to pay for stuff we already do. If we use their expertise to expand it, that's one area that I've noted is lacking in our town government, that we just never had to address that.
Okay. And this is also, I apologize, this is also being funded through grant funds. There's no advertising tax dollars being used for this as well. Anyone else? And I have nothing either.
Can I have a motion, please, to leave the workshop in the regular meeting?
Motion to leave the workshop for every meeting.
Thank you. All in favor of that?
Aye. Good.
Welcome to the Aberdeen regular meeting for Thursday, August 23rd, 2025. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice has been given to the newspaper of record, posted in the municipal building, filed with the township clerk. The next open public meeting of this township council will be Thursday, September 4th, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cannon.
Here.
Councilman Hirsch.
Here.
Councilman Martucci.
Here.
Councilman Spindell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Martel.
Here.
Mayor Mayhew.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'd like you all to rise for a moment of silence and salute the flag. We certainly keep in mind all the men and women in uniform who fight for us for our freedoms here at our soil and foreign soils to allow us to meet in forums like this. And I'd like to also give you an opportunity for any personal intentions you might have tonight. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. At this point, I'd like to go to agenda item number 5, the hearing of the citizens on agenda items only, which clearly means anything that we're discussing tonight, you have a comment or a remark. Now is the time for you to express your opinion. So if anybody has anything they'd like to say about tonight's agenda, please come on down. Okay, I'm not seeing any. We'll continue to move on. Reports, Township Manager.
Yes, Mayor, just want to give an update. As everyone knows, and we've been trying to make that very clear, that on Tuesday, okay, I'm trying to make sure, on Tuesday, the township will be going to full county 911 dispatch, meaning that our dispatchers will no longer be housed here at Town Hall. We will be, when you call 911, you will be getting the county dispatch, and they will dispatch the calls out. And we talked about it over the different, over the past couple months. Here at Town Hall, will still be open 24 hours a day. The call box actually was just put in yesterday, I believe, and the chief, along with all of his officers the past 3 days now, have been going to the county for their training on the new system that they'll have to use for reporting and different facts along those lines I will not get into for security reasons, but Just so everyone knows, the council, that you do know that the chief and his staff are been going through the trainings, basically working tirelessly to make sure that we have a smooth transition for next week, working with the county already and then with our staff here, and that this building will be properly set up for any issues that come in. During the day, of course, our records bureau is open, so there is staff here for any people that walk in. And then after hours from 4:30 to midnight, there will also be a clerk on staff here to deal with any resident that comes and walks in. And then after that, or if somebody wasn't at the counter, you would hit the call box, and that will direct dispatch to have someone come to the building in case someone was not here. So again, yes, the actual dispatcher won't be in the building, but you're still securing our building for any resident that has an issue, that they can still come in and be serviced as fast as possible. And of course, as we've talked in the past too, that with us going to the county, the different services that you've all seen from doing your visit and due diligence at the county office, that is more readily available to us from the sheriff's office, from Office of Emergency Management and Communications, the MedStar that we're also talking to, are really at our disposal even faster than it was in the past. So again, I have to thank Chief Lloyd and his command staff and the officers that are going through this, because it is a big change. And it's a lot of different things that they've had in the past. So they've been working really hard over these past couple months, and we're coming down to the wire, but everything's going good. And again, officers are coming in from either on regular shifts or off shift to go and do their training, so everybody's ready to go for next week. So again, I want to thank the chief for that, because it has not been an easy task to make sure that this goes and everybody knows what they got. Thank you. Yes. Rather than that, Mayor, I'm good for council.
Any other members of council? Any reports they'd like to give? Gentleman here.
Sure, I mean, it's been a long time since last week. You can go first, right?
Okay. So I just want to say on Tuesday, the mayor and the council, together with the recreation department and the police department, brought together the seniors to present a workshop on scam prevention. And Detectives Osvedas and Ford did a phenomenal job talking about the different ways that seniors are getting scammed and what they can do about it, some prevention information. The workshop was very wonderful. I mean, they did an excellent job. And I wanted to thank them publicly and everyone who was involved, so thank you.
Council?
Sure. Since the last meeting, we had a great national night out. I want to thank the chief and PBA who put it on. It was a nice night at the park. I also want to thank DPW. Deputy Mayor Ron had occasion to visit Justice Lane, which was 1988 developed. The developer's road was pretty much really deteriorated. Thanks for Brian too. You guys found some money to build an overlay up there. And also the Dwayne, you met me out this week in the I section for a resident with very weird debuckling sidewalk that no one could really figure out. So Dwayne's going to figure out that for us. I want to thank the cops and DPW for their summertime activities, notwithstanding the needs. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Councilman?
On a similar note, the summer concert series is come to a conclusion for the year, although we have 2 shows coming up in October at Community Park. I hope everyone please shows up, but I did want to thank our PD and our DPW for the outstanding job that they did keeping the park clean, keeping the park organized, and controlling the park during the events.
Thank you.
And let's not forget the recreation department for putting it all together.
Oh, that's okay.
Here? Everything you brought up, very good.
I keep.
Excellent. Any other members? Council, anything to add? Okay, great. We'll move along to Councilman Hirsch.
Yes, to the mayor and my fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of workshop and regular meeting from July 17, 2025.
Second.
Councilman Gannon?
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilman Dorsoncini?
Yes.
Councilman Swindell?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Montal?
Yes.
Mayor Dave Newman?
Yes, thank you very much. We're up to item number 8, and before we do the business on that, I'd like to welcome and thank is here. We have Board President Ms. Monique, Vice President Ms. Martinez, and member Mr. McGuffin. I thank you all for coming here tonight on this particular evening. And I would like very much, I opened it first, right? Yeah, okay. So ordinance 10-2025 introduced and passed on first reading by title on July 17, 2025, and published according to law, is now being taken up for further consideration and public hearing. Affidavit of publication in the Asbury Park Press on July 23, 2025 will be submitted. During the week prior to and up to, including the date of this meeting, copies of the full ordinance are available at no cost to the general public upon request. Madam Clerk.
Ordinance authorizing the guarantee by the Township Council of the Township of Hadley of payment of principal and interest on capital equipment lease revenue bonds, Series 2025, Madawan Avenue Regional School District Board of Education Project, the Monmouth County Improvement Authority.
At this time, I'd like to open this up to the public for remarks or comments for or against the final adoption of this ordinance. Anyone who has a comment is not to be heard on this issue. Just please come up to the microphone, introduce yourself, and say what's on your mind.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, council members, mayor. With me, I have Ms. Case, our business administrator, and I'm the superintendent of schools, Nelly Bell Perez. On behalf of the school district, I'd like to provide you with an update on our continued participation with the Monmouth County Improvement Authority Capital Equipment Lease Program, an agenda item for discussion this evening. This program has proven to be an essential tool in addressing our transportation and facilities needs while remaining physically responsible. By participating in this program, we can secure low interest rates for the next 7 years. The last time we sought out your support and approval for this initiative was in 2019, and we sincerely appreciate the council's ongoing support over the last few years. Your backing has been crucial in allowing us to sustain critical district operations without imposing an additional burden on taxpayers. We are once again requesting your support by approving the resolution this evening for the district to participate in the MCIA capital leasing program. For this lease cycle, we aim to purchase the following items: 4 bus sizes, 6 passenger, 24 passenger, 29 passenger, and a 54 passenger vehicle to strengthen our transportation fleet, potentially reducing our reliance on contracted services currently in our budget and lowering maintenance costs for the aging fleet. We also are seeking purchase of a cargo van to support our lunch program, ensuring daily delivery of food to all of our schools for breakfast and lunch for our students. A pickup truck with a plow attachment for our Buildings and Grounds Department, which will enhance snow removal efficiency as our current plow approaches the end of its useful cycle. We also are purchasing, with the approval, golf carts for athletics, with which our athletic department utilizes frequently for emergency response on the fields, event management, including security, transportation of equipment and supplies to and from the fields, and accessibility assistance. As always, the lease payments are already incorporated in our day-to-day operating budget and remain the responsibility of the district. MCIA program participation requires that each municipality to pass a resolution permitting the boards of education to engage in this initiative, and we are here tonight to request your approval. I want to stress that this plan has been carefully considered. Each of these items directly supports student safety, daily services, and extracurricular activities, programming, and helping us to maximize efficiency while continuing to provide a safe and well-rounded educational experience for all students. We genuinely thank the council for your continued support over the last few years with this program, and we hope that our partnership continues to serve the students in our community in years to come. Thank you. We're here to answer any questions if, specifically, and Ms. Case can answer as well. Thank you.
Anyone else like to comment on this ordinance before we go to it? Okay, Deputy Mayor.
Mayor Taglerini and fellow council members, I would like to make a motion that ordinance number 10-2025 be finally passed and adopted, and that notice of its passage and adoption be published by title in the August 27, 2025 issue of the Asbury Park Press.
Councilman Cannon.
Yes, and thank you to our board for investing in the school. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Councilman Hirsch.
Absolutely is.
Councilman Martucci.
Most definitely.
Councilman Sodell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Montal.
With pleasure, yes.
Mayor Tagliaferri.
No adjectives, yes. Yes, and it's a smart move to our friends at the Board of Education for rates and everything else, and very tough to pass by, so we support it 100%. Okay, moving on. Councilman Cannon?
Yes, Mayor and fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, which consists of resolutions 2025-85, 86, and 87, as well as raffle licenses RL 1331, 1332, and 1333.
Second.
Councilman Cannon.
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch.
Yes.
Councilman Martucci.
Yes.
Councilman Sodell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Montal.
Yes.
Mayor Tagliaferri.
Yes, thank you very much. Up to agenda item number 10, the hearing of the citizens on any item that is on your mind this evening. We just ask you to come up to the microphone, introduce yourself, and make any petition or comment or letter to the council at this point in time. So if anybody would like to come up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Ramos. I reside at 60 Philip E. Frank Way, also known as The Bluffs in Aberdeen. I'm here to talk about an issue that has been plaguing our neighborhood since June. We are getting ticketed pretty frequently, according to the officer who comes around, approximately every 8 days. So this started with a complaint by another neighbor, some sort of parking complaint, and when we spoke to the officer to find out why we're getting ticketed so frequently, he said that he was told by his sergeant that he needs to start patrolling the area more frequently and ticket the people that are parked, quote unquote, illegally. Now I say this, quote unquote, because we have nowhere else to park. Our development design, I think, was overlooked, and they didn't realize how many residents were actually going to be here and the parking that was going to be needed. Our garages are not efficient to hold the cars of the size of the families that we have anymore. There are COA units that are in the upper part of the development that have 2 lots designated to them. Both of those lots are probably 75% full, 95% of the time, so there's plenty of parking up there. Some of the COA residents are parking in the communal lots that we're supposed to park in. They have their own assigned spots, they don't park in them, so this parking issue has become quite a burden on our residents. We're getting, like I said, we're getting ticketed at least once a week. It's getting very expensive, and I'm just here to see what the township can do to help. How can we work with the HOA, with the township, and figure out what is a good solution to resolve this? Because just getting ticketed once a week is just not, it's just not fair, and it's not right, and it's starting to feel a little bit targeted. So I'm just trying to figure out what we can do. Let's get the parties to the table together, and if we could do that, that would be fantastic.
Has there been any communication with you and the developer? You meaning the HOA?
I'm sorry.
Has there been any communication between the HOA
There has.
and the developer?
There has, and this has been a known issue for quite some time. It's one of those issues that if we got ticketed maybe once a year, it was like, oh, well, they caught us, we parked behind our driveway and we shouldn't. We kind of paid the ticket, ate it, and just kept going. But this past June, it's become where it's almost weekly, and it's become just way too frequent. The HOA is very aware of it. The developer is very aware of it. There has been numerous things that have been spoken about to try to resolve the issue. Nothing has come to fruition. There hasn't been any movement into a positive direction where we can come to a resolution that works for everybody. We have asked for that lot that was technically designed or dedicated to the COA to be opened up, so that way some of the other residents can park there, since it's not full all the time, and that has gone on deaf ears, and we just don't know what else to do at this point.
Okay, I accept what you said, and I think in total fairness, maybe the developer would like to come up and also say a few words.
Sure,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Go.
How you doing, council? If you want to hand these out, these are from Maxine, John Quinn, for the parking area, because this has been going on for 10 years.
What I was going to say,
It shows it's a designated COA, and I've been dealing with the town. I came here about 3 weeks ago. Time out.
just one quick thing.
Okay.
Just please state your name for the record and speak into the microphone.
Matthew Clemente. Okay, basically you have John Quinn's letter there, you have Maxine's letter there, and you have a copy of the parking area designated COA, because your ordinance says that you need 2 parking spaces per unit when this was developed.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clement, I don't mean to interrupt you, but for those of us who didn't build the place or don't live there, what is exactly the division? I've been there, so I'm pretty familiar recently,
Sure.
I'm pretty familiar with it. What do you own versus what does the HOA own? So
I built the whole development.
No, I
The
understand.
the first 3 buildings are COA units, and then there's
The first 3, so what does that mean when you come in from?
there's 37 units. You come in left, right, and then the other left. So there's
So
2
all the
others.
ones- Okay, so all the ones that have garages.
Those are the ones without garages,
And
correct?
then all the ones that have garages, I'm just trying to look for an
All the
easy
ones
way
that
to
have
say this,
garages
are not
COA units.
HOA.
Correct.
That Ms. Ramos did.
Yes, I'm in the HOA also. I pay the dues and everything in the HOA.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand, that's, yeah, thank you.
When the people bought the development from Ryan Homes, it was the garage as a parking space and the driveway as a parking space. That was there too. And then there's 37 guest parking spaces in the development. You probably can see it on the big picture here. And we've been going back and forth, back and forth. They think the COA units are subservient, they can take anything they want from them, and that's not the way it was designed. So I'm speaking for all the COA units, and I asked them to empty some of their garages so they're only short about 12 to 15 parking spaces out of the 70-something. I came back here 1 month ago. I spoke to Paula. I spoke to CME, your township engineer, because they have grass spots in the front. I says, what about if we take the grass spots away and put stones there so it's pervious and the water's going to drain, and let them park in the front? They would have to hire an engineer and go in it with the town and see if it could be done. But that way they could get at least another 25 spots if they want. And that's the quickest, easiest fix that I see, because they are getting tickets when they park in the street, but some of them have 3 and 4 vehicles. The COA units are allowed to park in any guest parking, but I tell them not to. I make them park on County Road. The other homeowners who own the units do not want to walk and park on County Road. I understand that's the situation, but this is the way it's been for the last 12 years, and it's got to come to an end. So if the town would let them put stones with the little grass parking areas in the front, then they could park at least another 20, 25 units there, and that should eliminate the tickets they're getting in the street.
Well, I accept your answer, and I think what we will do as a courtesy to you in your statement tonight, we will talk to our building department and engineers and planners.
I'll come in anytime you want if they need my input.
And I'll say that you're offering your time to come in to discuss it
Okay.
and everything else.
Does Paula have your information, or can you give it to you at the end of the meeting?
Paula sees me every other week.
Okay, so I'll speak with her tomorrow and find out. for my own
If they
knowledge.
want to meet the CME and that, I'll meet again and come and show, because I think if you get 10 to 12 spots, putting the stone there and letting the smaller cars park there, they won't have to pull into the streets.
Where would this be exactly on the site?
Paula have that as well.
Excuse me?
Paula have that map as well.
She should. You got a small map. This is the full map, that if you drive in the development, and if you look at the doors, they pull in, there's a grass spot.
Mr. Clement, thank you. Question, the closed spots that are not being used, is that correct?
Excuse me, the COA spots are being used. Some people come in, they have one vehicle, then some people come in and have 3 vehicles. But it's like saying, when they pull out for work, I'll go pull in their driveway and let the park go, because this is designated parking for them.
The question would be, if there are more spots that are actually being used,
I have 37 units, and we have 74 spots, 2 spots for each unit. They're 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 1-bedroom units.
so they are being used.
Oh, yes. Their garages are not being used, ever.
Okay. Can I rebuttal to this for a second?
There you go.
It's really not the place to get.
I don't want to get into a thing, but I just, please.
I'll entertain that, but I think following some logic here, we talked about the situation itself, and we had the developer speak, and it would only be fair if the police department said a few words on why this ticketing is taking place, and Chief, would you like to have the floor, please?
All right, good evening. So a complaint was made quite some time ago regarding the parking situation over there. Again, it is my understanding that this development is still considered private property. There's an HOA. The whole road is a fire lane, right? When it was developed, the whole road is littered with signs, fire lane, you're not supposed to park there. We responded in the sense of we were getting complaints about the cars being parked on the street. So it became a directed patrol to police the area because we were constantly getting calls from residents about the cars being parked there. Again, we do know that we have discretion. Officers do have discretion with summonses. But again, because of the complaints that we were receiving, the officers are going in there and enforcing the fire lanes violation. So I do hope that you guys do find some resolution into alleviating that so that my officers can focus their attention on other things as well. But again, if we're getting called there, or officers are driving by there, if they were sent there by a supervisor on a directed patrol, enforcement action, as Mrs. Ramos has already stated, it's going to happen. Officers will make and write those summonses. I understand that residents live there, I understand that. Again, the police department didn't build the development, we're just there to enforce the laws that were in that. So I'm hoping, if I can give you my contact information, I know I've spoken with several residents about this numerous times on phone calls. I do hope that there's some type of resolution for the residents there.
Thank you, Chief. Yes.
About to speak?
Yes.
Sure. Just wanted to comment on what the officer said. Hi, my name is Gary Coleman. I'm a member of the HOA. I'm district secretary, but I live in Unit 54. The issue is, okay, so some of us will park our cars across our driveway. So our cars are not on the street, so it's not blocking fire lanes. So you have your driveway, you have a space there. So we'll park our cars sideways, so we're only blocking our driveway, we're not blocking the grass. And we're still getting tickets. So how are you telling us we're parked in a fire lane if our cars are not on the street? because a truck can drive because we're not blocking the street. I think that's our issue is you're not even giving us any leeway. If you're saying, okay, we can't park on the street, okay, fine, we'll block our driveway. One person will have to move out for the other person to park. But we're trying to work around this. And we feel like it's just punitive at this point, because if we're not blocking the street, why are we still getting a ticket? So I don't know if the officer can answer that question, but I don't understand why we're still getting a ticket if we're not blocking the street.
You can't park on a sidewalk. So if your car is on a sidewalk, that's also a Title 39 violation.
Even if it's in front of our driveway.
If you are blocking the sidewalk, yes, that is a violation of the law, yes.
Thank you.
Would someone like to say something that hasn't been up yet before I go back to the first speaker? Okay.
Thank you. So first, I just want to direct Chief Lloyd. I respect your officers. I think they're great, and they are just doing the job that they are directed to do. My fiance is retired from the NYPD, so I completely respect your officers and what they're doing. And yes, they're told, they're directed. Listen, your sergeant doesn't want to get a phone call every night, somebody's blocking the driveway. So they're doing what they have to do. So I want you to understand that I have no disrespect or I mean no ill will towards your officers in my previous statement. My other comment is towards Mr. Clemente. So first off, I want to say I know that you have had, there you are. I know that you have had some heated discussion with some residents in the development in the past. And I am not coming at this issue with that type of mentality, and I really am coming at this issue to come to a resolution. I have no interest in getting into any type of a fight with you over this. It really is a problem. And as you said, you've known about it for 10 years. They've known about it for 10 years. We have been trying to get it resolved for 10 years. It's been 10 years. I think it's time to come to the table and get a resolution. We do not think that the COA units are subservient, as you stated. What we're stating is, as we drive past, it could be 9 o'clock at night and I'm driving home, and as you drive in, you have that big lot to the right. It is 75% filled 95% of the time. So there's no reason why we can't open up at least 5 spots to the other units. And that's what I'm asking. So I just wanted to get the record straight on that.
I think we have gotten the gist of it.
Yeah.
This is not the first time.
Yeah. I know it's not.
And I think we have enough that has been said tonight on the HOA side, the developer side, the police side, that I think we're going to probably pick up where Mr. Clemente has left off, and Mr. Russell will get a hold of our building department and come up with a suggestion that Mr. Clemente has made and how we can get that done.
Okay.
So with that said,
Okay.
I think we've probably heard enough tonight.
Thank you.
On this, respectfully.
No, thank you.
Just. And we will get an answer to Mr. Clemente, and Mr. Russell will start working on that tomorrow.
Perfect.
And hopefully we will have
Thank
a
you.
solution.
Just one food for thought. I know there's the thought out there that we could all go park on County Road. Here's the issue with that. It's dark. People's cars get hit. They've gotten broken into. And you have the trucking industry right across the way. So if we're all parking there, nobody is going to, the trucks are going to have a hard time getting in and out of their lot. So, thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Anyone who had not been heard, the last chance, respectfully. Okay, not seeing anyone come up, we'll move ahead with our agenda for this evening, which brings us to the executive session. That we,
No action.
no action to be taken in executive. How to return to the executive session.
Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the public bodies of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss personnel and contractual items, minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn into executive.
Motion. Motion to adjourn, second.
Second. I think we're covered. All in favor? Aye.